Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, amid rumors of a plan to unseat Speaker Martin Romualdez, the House Speaker says occasional moves to destabilize the House should be stopped quickly. His cousin, President Bongbong Marcos, says changes at the House of Representatives is nothing out of the ordinary and is the prerogative of the Speaker. And an opposition lawmaker sees the drama in the House as positioning for the 2028 presidential elections. Albay 1st District Representative and Liberal Party President Edcel Lagman joins us in the program. House Speaker Martin Romualdez speaks up after the rumors spread that former President and now Pampanga Representative Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo was plotting his ouster. He said occasional moves to destabilize the House should be stopped quickly. Romualdez added that lawmakers should focus on passing urgent legislation instead of engaging in politicking. Arroyo denied the coup rumors after she was unexpectedly removed from a senior post in the House. This was followed by the resignation of Vice President Sara Duterte from her political party, Lakas CMD. Last week, President Bongbong Marcos downplayed the drama surrounding his allies.
If you've been in government long enough, you'll have seen many of this. In my time as congressman, I had 2 terms as congressman, nakatatlo yata kaming ganyan eh. And this is just part of the reorganization, and the speaker is his prerogative as to how he feels the House should be organized. So, nangyayari talaga yan. I don't think any of us know what it all means. Where the chips will fall after all of this reorganization. But I don't think it is. I think we should also be careful to not read too much into it. I really see it just as a run-of-the-mill. It comes in once in a while, a run-of-the-mill na reorganization na ginagawa sa House.
Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Liberal Party President and Albay 1st District Representative, Congressman Edcel Lagman. Congressman, welcome to the source. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Pinky.
Yes, sir. House Speaker Martin Romualdez already speaking up in a statement. He says that occasional moves to destabilize the House should be nipped in the bud. Sir, were you aware of any plans to have the Speaker taken out from his post?
Was as a member of the opposition, I am not privy to what actually happened, although subsequent events would show the reason why this upheaval happened. The categorical statement of Speaker Romualdez that any attempt to destabilize the House must be nipped in the bud confirms that GMA was suspected of plotting against the Speaker to deserve such an unceremonious, swift, and humiliating demotion as senior deputy speaker to deputy among so many deputies.
9 of them, actually, to be exact, right? There are 9, if I'm not mistaken, deputy speakers, and one of them is the senior deputy speaker, who was Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
Well, the title, Pinky, of Senior Deputy Speaker is consideredly honorific, but it is clothed with trust and respect, befitting a former president and a former Speaker of the House. Consequently, stripping GMA unceremoniously of such title carries with it loss of trust and respect to bestowed to an ally.
Hence, she was demoted to Deputy Speaker. Because basically,
Yes,
Congressman,
and,
Congressman, you're saying that I'll try to be as direct as possible, that the Speaker, you're saying, has lost trust and confidence in former President and Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. That's why she was demoted to Deputy Speaker.
Well, yes, that is my observation and conclusion. Otherwise, she would not have been dethroned from the senior deputy speakership of the House.
But, you know, the Congresswoman also spoke about this. She was saying that earlier, when President Bongbong Marcos won, that she was initially gunning for the speakership. But when it was clear to her that the president was more comfortable with his cousin, now Speaker Martin Romualdez, she backed off. And then she went on to say that her recent actions might have been misconstrued, such as her recent trip to Korea with some congressmen. I guess I just wanted to find out, I know you are the president of the Liberal Party, the opposition party, but was there rumblings or even talk about this particular trip to Korea, and even possible talks on ousting the speaker?
As I've said previously, I am not aware
Okay.
of until it happened.
All right.
And I think there must be some serious conduct on the part of GMA to deserve such a humiliating demotion.
Yeah.
But I think there is a need for the speaker to say some more on this demotion and the reasons why the suspicion was made. I think the story has not ended, and we must be given the accurate, detailed facts of this upheaval.
What do you think is the effect of the demotion of Congresswoman Arroyo?
Well, astute and experienced as a politician, I don't think GMA will accept this humiliating demotion lying down.
What will
Most
she do?
probably, she must be making or planning a counter-offensive sooner or later.
A counteroffensive sooner or later. Okay. Now here it begs the question, because of what happened, do you think that both individuals or personalities will start conducting some sort of a loyalty check?
Well, the House already did that, and all of the parties allied to the majority coalition
Yeah.
have spoken,
Right.
and they say that they are supporting
Speaker Martin
the
Romualdez.
leadership of Speaker Romualdez.
Yeah. But I guess what I wanted to
But
find
this
out.
is also,
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
yes, Pinky. So go ahead, Pinky.
Sabi niyo nga po, because some of the parties, most actually, have given their commitment and their support to Speaker Martin Romualdez. But I guess the question is, how solid do you think that is, or even how permanent or long-term would that be?
There are no permanent alliances in politics, as you know that, Pinky. And we will have to watch the alliance between Vice President Sara Duterte and the former president, who is the mentor and
Yeah.
ally of the vice president.
That's
You
actually
would recall that soon after the demotion of GMA, Sara Duterte resigned as a member of the ruling Lakas CMT. There must be some reasons behind that. And I think that the alliance between GMA and Vice President Duterte continues. And it is possible that it could get the support of the former President Rodrigo Duterte, who has still residual influence in Philippine politics.
yeah. And yeah, that's correct, sir. But if you look at the PDPLaban, they have expressed their support to Speaker Martin Romualdez. But that was really where I was going to. After the demotion of Congresswoman Arroyo was the resignation of VP Sara from the Lakas CMD. After that also was they were together for a birthday lunch hosted by MVP. I mean, what does this signal for those who might be wondering? Is it, paano ho ba to? Is it BBM and Speaker Martin Romualdez and Vice President Sara Duterte and Congresswoman Gloria Macapagal Arroyo? Ganun na ho ba?
That is the emerging scenario. It's now a combat, so to speak, between Speaker Romualdez and President Marcos Jr. versus the partnership of the Vice President and former President GMA, and possibly with the support of Sara's father, former President Rodrigo Duterte.
And there are members, a number of them, PDPLaban members aligned with President Rodrigo Duterte, who, if this is true, if this is the emerging future, that might move to, could possibly move to the Vice President Sara Duterte and Gloria Arroyo tandem. I'm not sure if that's something that will really happen. Pero,
that is a possibility. And as I've said in my previous statement released to media, it is very possible that there will be subsequent resignations from the Lakas CMD of the loyalists of GMA and of the Vice President, Sara Duterte.
yung mga talagang loyal po sa kanila, posibleng lumipat dito sa grupo na to. But it's a little also confusing, no, where PDP will stand in all this, because hindi ho ba even prior to the elections, PDP really wanted to endorse Sara Duterte as their candidate, but it didn't seem like she was inclined to do that at that point in time. Hence, sumali po siya sa Lakas CMD. But siguro iba pang mechanics, iba pang story at scenario yon. Congressman, ano ho ba ibig sabihin nito? Because the Vice President posted this, sa imong ambisyon, don't be tambaloslos.
Yes, this scripted message of the Vice President calling out someone to stop being a tambaloslos could not be directed against her ally, GMA, because tambaloslos is obviously a male mythical figure. So your guess is as good as mine as to whom it is directed.
Tell me who your guess is.
I think it could be possibly directed against Speaker Romualdez, who is perceived to be a contender for president in the 2028 presidential elections. I hope I am wrong, but definitely tambaloslos is
A male. Sir,
a male
opo. But
figure.
I don't know if I missed it. Did you say ano ho ba meaning ng tambaloslos?
Tambaloslos is supposed to be a mythical figure of inordinate ambition.
Inordinate ambition. Okay. We need
And it is a male.
Okay, at least that's very clear. We need to take a very short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. Watching The Source on CNN Philippines, I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, Liberal Party President Albay, 1st District Representative Congressman Edcel Lagman. Congressman, also the Speaker was saying that the House of the People is in order. That was part of his statement released. Is the House in order, or are the cracks beginning to show?
Well, generally it is order because practically all of the political parties aligned with the supermajority express their solid support for the Speaker.
Mm-hmm.
But since there are possible attempts to seize the speakership, then that is always a factor to be considered. But at the moment, I agree with the Speaker. The House is in order.
Now, Mayor Sara then believed to be behind the ouster plot of Speaker Alvarez. Could a similar incident happen with the upcoming SONA of President Bongbong Marcos?
That is very hard to predict at the moment. You would recall that the conspiracy against Speaker Alvarez, where the principal plotters were GMA and then Mayor Sara Duterte, was with the tacit approval of the then President Rodrigo Duterte. But that is not true with the present situation. So I doubt if there will be any similar scenario before or during the SONA of the President in July.
Congressman, because of this, do you think this will have any effect at the House of Representatives in terms of your legislative agenda?
Well, I think the legislative agenda will be pursued by the House leadership. And there is no question that what the supermajority wants, the supermajority gets, because we are so small in the opposition. But at least we will try to ventilate the issues before the membership of the House and also to the general public as well as to media.
How many members does the Liberal Party have now in Congress?
We have 7, and some are with the majority, some are with the co-opted minority, and I think I'm the only one in the independent opposition. But we are all in good relations, and I think eventually we will be together.
Okay. Congressman, still another short break. We will be right back. Watching The Source on CNN Philippines, I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, opposition leader in Albay 1st District Representative Congressman Edcel Lagman. Congressman, Yes, Congressman, can you hear me?
No, I'm sorry. We have been. I don't see any image anymore. Okay, I'm now. It's now
you can
okay.
see me. Okay, buti na lang, sir. So, I just remembered that today is the last day, doon po sa 60-day suspension that the House meted on suspended Congressman Arnie Teves. And I know that the Ethics Committee, after today, will meet again to discuss possible sanctions because of his continued absence in Congress. Congressman Lagman, what do you think is the fate of Congressman Arnie Teves? Because it's either going to be another suspension, possible expulsion, or is there any other penalty, knowing that there is no precedent of this?
Well, I think the ethics committee may extend the suspension of Representative Teves, but an expulsion at the moment may not be anchored very well because he has not been convicted of any offense.
Okay. Should the House Ethics Committee, I know that they already decided on this, allow Congressman Arnie Teves to even appear via video conferencing?
Definitely, he must be given due process, and he should be allowed to appear via Zoom or video. That right should be granted to him so that he can ventilate his defense.
All right. Let's move now to the priorities of the House of Representatives. Congressman, in your last 2 weeks before you adjourn Sine Die, what legislative measures do you see passing the House in the last 2 weeks?
As far as the administration is concerned, I think the anti-agricultural smuggling bill should be passed in the House because it is very important that we are able to protect our agricultural products from incursions of smugglers and similar syndicates. With respect to other measures, I would propose that the House should now consider my bill on the reinstitution of absolute divorce in the Philippines. Number 2, the bill preventing adolescent pregnancy, which is a national emergency. And third, the bill granting protection to human rights defenders in order to assure the country and the world that we are truly supportive of human rights.
Just quickly, you were talking about one of your bills, the reinstitution of absolute divorce.
Yes. And I think it has been long overdue. The Philippines is the only country remaining without any absolute divorce statute.
Yeah.
Aside from the small, tiny, ecclesiastical Vatican state, where the population is about 800 only, mostly priests and nuns. All Catholic countries, aside from the Philippines, have their version of absolute divorce, varying strictness or tolerance.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, Congressman. Hasn't this been passed at the House already?
Yes, it did in the 17th Congress, and it was not passed during the 19th Congress because of the pandemic, but it has now been passed unanimously. The Committee on Population and Family Relation, it is now possibly going towards the Committee on Rules, and I hope the Committee on Rules would be able to endorse this bill for plenary debate or second reading before we adjourn by June 1.
So hopefully you're hoping that before you adjourn Sine Die, this bill on the reinstitution of absolute divorce will be passed at the House of Representatives. So it was just recently passed at the House Committee. Very quickly, sir, I just want to get your thoughts on the NGCP issue. Is it time? Should government seriously consider taking control again of the NGCP?
Well, this is a very sensitive issue, and I think both the executive and the legislative should be able to re-examine the control and investments in said corporation.
Thank you, Liberal Party President and Albay 1st District Representative Congressman Edcel Lagman.
Thank you also, Pinky, for this opportunity to dialogue with you.
Take care, sir. Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.